One of the planet's greatest and most fascinating natural spectacles in Kenya include the Great Wildebeest Migration, which sees Kenya receive close to 2 million wildebeest that travel from Serengeti in Tanzania to south of Kenya's Masai Mara in search of green pastures and water. The animals are on the move every year, but the peak period of the migration runs from July through to October. And it's about that time now, but this year will be different, at least the government, which earns millions through tourists who travel from all walks of life to experience the rare phenomenon. Even with stakeholders now encouraging more local tourists fill the gap left by international tourists, it could be a tall order with the current curfew measures in place.
There will be a new normal. And if anybody thinks that life will be as it was in the tourism industry, unfortunately. So we need these new innovations.
Majority of hotel operators have indicated that reopening of hospitality industry will not yield much if all restrictions and containment measures are still in place. Francis Mwabea, General Manager at Africa Lodges, says the pandemic has served a big blow to the sector, with almost all hoteliers recording zero bookings. They, however, say that they have since put measures in place to curb the spread of the disease and are ready for reopening.
Kama tunafungua hii July, watu wataanza kukuja pole pole. Lakini wakati wa August, which is normally higher season, na pia watu watarudi shule hivyo karibuni, kwa hivyo watu watatoka holiday kidogo. Mahoteli zote zimepanga mikakati ya kupatiana rates ambazo zinasaidiana, rates ambazo ni attractive.
What we're looking at right now, even if the crisis ends right now, there's going to be a drastic change in how we're running hotel business.
A glimpse of hope for players in the sector could however be in the offing.
Today we are proud. We are saying Kenya is open. Kenya is safe for international visitors and local visitors. But the most important thing, let me be realistic. In the next 6 months, there'll be very minimum international visitors coming into the country.
The sentiments, though, are accompanied by a raft of measures.
If we open in July, there'll be a 50% impact. If we open in September, there'll be a 70% negative impact. And if we open in December, there'll be 78% negative impact. That's why sometimes we are pushing the Minister of Health. We must open. Because it's not just about lives, it's also about livelihoods.
The transport sector, which also contributes hugely to the tourism sector, says it's also ready. The Kenya Airports Authority yesterday indicated that local airports are ready to receive and dispatch aircrafts as soon as the government lifts cessation of movement and curfew measures.
Kenya Airports Authority, we are ready for restart of operations. We have toured JKIA today, and I want to thank the CS for leading that tour, and the chairman of Kenya Airways.
And we've spent the morning inspecting JKIA now, and I must say that personally I'm very happy to see what has been done, what's been done at the airport. I think, barring a few things that the CS has mentioned, the airport is also ready to fly. So as soon as the President gives the go-ahead, we'll be ready to go.
Aviation is very, very important in terms of opening up the economy. You cannot talk about opening up the economy without actually having the aviation sector, which contributes a huge chunk to our GDP. And so initially, we want to know whether we can fly within the country, Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, Eldoret. And then the same protocols escalated to make sure we can now fly international.
Macharia says an isolation center has also been set up at the old airport where suspected passengers with COVID-19 symptoms will be kept for quarantine purposes.
Very robust protocols, which then will be subjected to scrutiny by the medical team.
Even as the aviation sector moves to release protocols that will be adhered to once the cessation of movement is lifted, questions abound with draft aviation protocols not clearly indicating whether there will be reduced number of passengers or not. Those suggestions from the Ministry of Trade indicate capacities should be reduced. According to Gitao Mwaniki, a consultant at Aviation Information Consultants, suggestions that aeroplanes carry between 50 or 70% of passengers will not work out, as it means the cost of flights will be too expensive to generate demand. Kenya's 2018 tourist arrival grew by 37.33% from the previous year to cross the 2 million mark for the first time, posting significant growth in earnings to 157 billion shillings. This year, however, the sector has so far lost 80 billion shillings attributable to the outbreak of COVID-19. According to Tourism CS Najib Balala, the sector is poised to start its recovery journey in 2021. Linda Koskei, K24 Business.